How about a little more clarity about this self-love thing? We had our gathering recently, and my previous video, I shared about the barriers that are getting in our way and that we don't quite know what to do with. So I'm going to try and break it down into a few steps. And I notice that when I speak about things like that, which happened at the last gathering, I get a lot of insight when I'm engaging with the participants and just letting it flow, which is my whole thing, right? It's like really getting in our own flow, just flow with it. So I don't prepare hardly at all. I may just get an idea. So today it's like, there's a lot more clarity here that I may not have expressed in a way I want to yet. And then I just go with that. So sometimes I'm as curious as maybe you are to see what it's going to sound like or look like. So here's the thing. I talk about this longing, right? And the longing lives in here, and it is something that wants to express itself as you, through you, in you, whatever. It's like it's an energy. The energy is you, is me. And what we tend to do is when we feel some kind of a sweet longing, we clamp up. So we never really get to the core of it. So we can really just kind of, take a nice bath in it or something and just dwell in it, just abide in it, just soak in it. So we have this fear or sadness, grief around just even putting in your little toe. It's like, ooh, no, you immediately feel this resistance. And this is what we really need to address. This is what our friend Rumi calls the barriers that we have built against it, against ourselves, against our love. And until we dissolve these barriers, we will live separate from what we came here for, from what would make us feel fulfilled and happy and content, peaceful. So there is these barriers. So when I take people through a little meditation, which I did at the last gathering, they get in touch with that. They just get in touch with it. And then immediately the reason they shouldn't go there shows up. No, it's dangerous. Remember what happened last time? Don't do that again. There's still a deep disappointment of when it didn't happen, when you really started going with it. So boom, it stops. And what happens then is what I see for many people is that that's the end. The door's closed and there is no more attempt to open it up. There's just going back to the head, wanting something different, trying to do it mentally, but never feeling satisfied. It's like we go here instead of here, and then we keep living our life in the mind, and that keeps projecting itself out as what we don't want, right? Because we really ruminate on this, it's scary or it's painful. So here is the invitation as a self-love mentor. When the fear shows up, when the sadness show up, rejoice. The barrier is telling you, I am afraid to open up. I feel a ton of sadness because I remember last time, blah, blah, blah. This is where we really need to make space for it. So instead of resisting it and turning away from it and arguing with it and going to our head, pause, take a nice breath, and make yourself available to really feel this fear, this sadness. It's okay. It's not going to pull you down. It's not going to do something bad. It is just needing your attention, it needs your help to disengage, to soften. And only you can do it for yourself. Only I can do it for myself. We can certainly do it with support and a witness or kindness from somebody else, somebody who is able to hold space for that and maybe root for you to do it, or maybe help you to do it step by step, which is obviously something I like to do. So here we are with the fear. Open up to the fear. Say hello. Hello. There you are. I know I've been avoiding you for years, maybe lifetimes, and I have no idea how to do this any differently. But I'm willing. I'm just willing to at least not resist you right now. And then you just take a breath. You feel your own willingness. You feel your own allowing of it to be there. It's just saying, it's okay, you can be here. And then you breathe into it, and the fear suddenly starts feeling like, oh, he or she's not going to, kick me out or strangle me or make me wrong, or he's not going to be upset with me. There's suddenly a space for the fear where it feels safe enough to start opening up to what the fear is so afraid of. And because you're not resisting it, the fear starts feeling a little more safe to let you know, like, oh. And then you just stay in that allowing place. And because you are not resisting it, you're creating a space around it where you can now pay attention to it and listen to it. So you breathe into it, you really feel where it lives in your body. There might be a tension in your solar plexus, could be clenching your jaws. All that is so welcome. It is not a problem. On the contrary, it is really important that it gets a voice, that it gets to be heard now. So here you are, you're listening. And that's all you need to do right now. It's like, oh yeah, God, I remember that time. And then you can start lovingly ask it, like, well, what do you really want? What is it that you really want? And then you feel a longing. And we started out with longing, right? But then these layers came in front of it. But now that you have softened the layer or layers, now you can really start feeling the longing without the resistance, without the barrier. And then you go, oh gosh, I just really want to feel supported. I want to feel safe. And this is the part where it's so important that you just love what you hear. You go, oh, yes, I just want to feel supported. I just want to feel loved. I want to be safe. You don't let the mind go to, oh, yeah, but remember, because that's what the layer has kept you from feeling it. But now we're doing it differently. And you go, oh, I just want to feel safe. And then you give that to yourself. You give yourself the gift of wanting to feel safe. You don't bring up a story or tell yourself why you can't. You just stay with that deep longing for safety. And it's a valid longing. Everybody wants to feel safe, and we should feel safe. But nobody feels safe because everybody is so protected and ready to protect themselves. So if we can do this with others where it really is safe to say, I just really want to feel safe. And you don't have to do it with others. I think it's very helpful because things, when you do it in relationship with others, then you get the experience of doing it with others instead of staying isolated. It's like, okay, I'm safe. It's almost like we need to practice it with people where it is safe and where you trust that it can be safe. So then you say to yourself, I really want to feel safe. And you do it in a very loving way. It's really like you are giving yourself the gift or the permission that it is okay that you want that. That's it. It's okay that you want to feel safe. Your mind may have a different opinion, but we're not here to listen to the mind's opinions. We're here to listen to the fear that needs something so it can soften and relax and open up to what you want. Okay, so now we take that on as a practice. I suggest you do that. You start writing it down, so it becomes more ingrained and your neural pathways can start changing. Sometimes I give my clients, homework to write down whatever this is and say, I really want to feel safe. And then you just feel the okayness with that. That's really all. It is not so difficult. It's just feeling that it's okay that you want that. And you might write it again and it's like, oh yeah. So you can write it or you can say it out loud or you can sing it or dance it, whatever resonates with you. But then you pause and just let yourself feel the okayness. Because I think we need to get over that hump where we believe it's not okay and that we can't have that and it's selfish or unspiritual or who knows what other nonsense our mind has been trying to convince us of. So then you start making this your new, shall we call it your new mantra, your new truth, and you start walking with it. You go for a walk in the woods and you just remind yourself, like, God, I really want that. It's really true. It would be so lovely. And you do not argue with it. You just let yourself have that want. Things will shift because that is softening the barriers. And when you soften the barriers, then the energy of the longing of what you want can start radiating out. So it's like instead of being suppressed here, it starts opening up and maybe a little more, a little more. And then the energy starts reaching out, and that becomes your field. That becomes your new field of expression, of energy, of vibration, frequency. And as you may have heard in the attraction laws and whatever, it's called something, the law of attraction, it is the vibration. So you become the vibration and you say, it's okay that I want to feel safe. And then just start noticing little things maybe in the beginning where you may get a confirmation on I don't know, a Facebook post, or somebody says something to you where you go, oh wow, that was safe, or something that you need to start paying attention to in the beginning because we're also conditioned to not seeing it when it's actually there. And then it starts growing and you get little confirmation here and there, with these little serendipity things. You go, oh, interesting. And then you can grow a little more and you become a new field where safety is part of it. It sounds so simple, I know. It's not so easy, but it is totally, totally doable. So if you do need help with that, and most of us do, I certainly got a lot of help and support to actually be able to embody it, that today it's kind of second nature to me, and it's really lovely. Not that I'm fully expanded in that, but there's just an ongoing expansion where as soon as I feel something that's holding me back, I can be with it and then come back to what is actually true for me. So I want to invite you to check it out, give it a try. Please go to my website. I have a lot of blog posts about that I did years ago. You can always sign up for a discovery session with me and see if you would like to work with me on these issues. You can listen to a lot of my YouTube videos that actually takes you through these steps, which I call the ALL formula. ALL, allow, listen, and love. And that's basically what we did today. Okay, let me know how it goes. Please like, subscribe, comment, share if this resonates with you, if you feel that others might benefit from this too. Okay, wishing you a very self-loving day.